Ouch!
I know.
She's in full gremlin mode right now. Has anyone else gotten on a couch to avoid a 6-pound biting puppy?
I've been training Biscuits, the wild village puppy, for many days now, and I'm focused on teaching her everything she needs to know. But this biting, when she's happy, mad, excited, when she goes somewhere new, when she meets another dog, biting virtually everything she encounters, well, it's out of control. Keep up with Biscuits' journey and every dog I work with. Subscribe to my channel. This is Reality Dog Training, Biscuits Edition.
This place is haunted.
We had a hard time finding Biscuits this morning.
How's that thing moving by itself?
But we did seem to find a new Alaskan species of animal that I've never seen before. I hope it eats nom nom. I mean, why wouldn't it? I would eat nom nom. In fact, I do eat nom nom. It is formulated specifically for dogs and not humans, or whatever this is. Nom Nom is extremely high quality dog food that they send right to your door. It arrives frozen. When I get these, I put them into the freezer and then I'll take out 2 or 3 packages and put them in the fridge and then just cycle them out as we go through them. Do you know how hard it is to give your dog a fresh food diet that actually meets their nutritional needs? The food is formulated for your individual dog to the calorie.
You're free!
You can get half off a 2-week trial. I'm gonna have a link in the description. Go to trynom.com/Zak and use discount code ZAK. I'll have all the details below. We're trying to get this episode underway, but we're running into all kinds of roadblocks with Biscuits biting.
She's biting. Has anyone else gotten on a couch to avoid a 6-pound biting puppy?
During our downtime, well, okay, let's be honest, when you have a puppy, there really isn't any downtime. Biscuits can be, well, pushy about wanting to play. And the way that she likes to let me know that is by trying to bite my toes off.
Ouch!
I know, she almost gets me. Here, Inertia, bring that to me. Ouch. So I'm not just going to insist that she bottle that up and be calm under any circumstance right now. In fact, I like that she's being expressive like this and trying to interact with me. I just have to show her the right way to express herself that doesn't involve removing my body parts. So I'll attempt to get her attention onto this toy that Inertia was kind enough to grab for me. Good. Hey, what's this? Good. There we go. We'll get her biting on something acceptable right now. That's how I've been dealing with puppy biting with her. When she has those outbursts, I just tried to get her something that she can play with that's acceptable. Play with her, show her the right way to play. There are 3 main reasons that puppies like Biscuits tend to bite. Number 1, they're obviously teething, and that stimulation seems to be satisfying and natural to them. Secondly, puppies don't have hands. The only way they can grab and interact with the world is with their mouth. And third, because they're uncertain about something or fearful of something. For example, if you try to take something from a puppy and they try to snap at you or bite you, that's a symptom of an underlying emotional condition. And it doesn't matter how smart Biscuits is, if she's in the mood to bite and then bite some more, jeez. It's basically impossible to get her focused on obedience or socialization or anything else.
She's in full gremlin mode right now.
This is all an inevitable part of having a puppy, and it can be frustrating, even to me. But it's all good. I got this.
It's a sock. Goodness.
Now look, just because it's natural doesn't mean long-term it will be acceptable for our dogs to bite people, animals, or things we value. My goal with Biscuits isn't necessarily to just eliminate this biting, it's to show her how to use her mouth appropriately, and this even includes some mild mouthing, which is okay with me because I want to show her that I'm understanding. I think there's a lot of stigma behind biting, but teaching them how to bite with the right pressure is important. So with puppies, I tend to really tolerate softer teething so that they learn, okay, look, soft biting is okay, but when you bite hard, that makes me go away.
She's adorable, but her mouth is made of needles.
It is. Instead of us just being reactive and getting frustrated with our dogs and disciplining them, we need to understand how to address their actual needs and emotions long term. As you get to know your dog, it won't take you very long at all to be able to tell when they're in that bitey mood and be able to predict it. I mean, take Biscuits, for example. Just look at those evil, evil eyes. And that animal announces her intentions immediately.
What?
I mean, the silver lining to puppy biting is this. Your dog is clearly communicating to you they want to interact with you. And you know what? That is 90% of training dogs. We just have to kind of harness it a little bit. Tame the beast. With untrained dogs, especially young puppies, this issue can be really compounded because you and your dog don't know how to communicate with each other yet, because that takes a little bit of time. How do you deal with this kind of biting? That is the question. Here, so you can see, I've got these toys everywhere here. There's a tug toy here, and she is so, even though this tug toy is 6 times her size, she still loves it. Because biting in and of itself isn't bad. In fact, it can be a very productive desire. You can use that desire of them to bite to teach them something really valuable like tug of war, which many dogs end up loving. And trust me, that can come in handy later when you're training your dog. When you've really got your dog hooked on tugging a toy of any kind, you're now in a position to use that as a motivator to teach them to not bite you. I know, it's totally counterintuitive. You mean to get them to stop biting, you have to encourage them to bite? Okay, good. Now that you're one step ahead of your puppy and you have your toy ready to go because you anticipate they are likely to get in a bitey mood at some point throughout the day, in the very beginning phases of training them this, focus on immediately getting their attention on that toy. Don't ask them to do anything yet. Just get them biting the acceptable thing, you know, not your pants. I just tried to get her something that she can play with that's acceptable. Play with her, show her the right way to play. And do that pretty consistently for a few days with them. Once they seem to understand that concept, we then want to raise the bar a little bit, but this is pretty easy. Rather than just giving them the toy over and over when they try to initiate a biting session with you, have them look at the toy while you hold it up to your face and then reward them. Or have them sit for the toy and hold it for a few seconds, and then give them the toy. Do you see how coming to me is incompatible with chewing on the carpet? Pretty much anything you ask them to do while training with you is incompatible with biting your toes off. I mean, when your dog is that curious and excited about interacting with you, the sky is the limit as to what you can teach them. So I'd say look at the glass half full here. You want your dog to sit and stay when you ask them to? Make them earn it, especially when they're in that mood. If you're working with your dog regularly and you're giving them enough age-appropriate exercise, you ought to see pretty quick results with this approach. I mean, it really is important to be proactive about getting your puppy used to being touched too. Since a lot of puppies naturally want to bite when they're being handled, remember, that's how they grab things. And treats can help a lot with this as you condition them. Start off by touching them and giving them a treat, then work up to a gentle massage of their feet and some of their more sensitive areas like their tail and ears. Another great time to desensitize your dog is when they're taking a nap and you can gently rub and pet them. I mean, all of that being said, there are times when it's completely impractical to address that biting because you're doing something else. Life happens. So in those cases, it's okay to put your dog in a puppy-proofed environment like a puppy playpen or a large crate, somewhere that the biting cannot occur, literally. But really make sure that you're satisfying their urge to interact with you and that you really go out of your way to show them what to do. Good job listening to that growl. Good. I also want to quickly address puppies biting young children too. Probably the most common mistake I see in that scenario is where a parent is trying to teach a, say, 4-year-old child how to communicate with the dog not to bite. And generally that's unreasonable. It is your responsibility as the parent to prevent your puppy from nipping any small children that might live in the house. We can do that by controlling their environment, having them on leash, make sure that you're giving them plenty of exercise, and, you know, all that good stuff. Just because I know what to do doesn't make it any easier at all. It's not like this issue just goes away in 1 or 2 training sessions. If you're watching this series, there's a really good chance you're probably wondering about if puppy classes are right for your puppy. I even did puppy classes with another dog trainer for my own dog, Inertia. It's a great way to get some structured playtime in and to get the perspective of another trainer. And just to be clear, doing classes like this, it's not really about teaching your dog. It's about teaching you how to teach your dog so you can feel empowered to teach them anything you want. You want to make sure that you're dealing with a positive reinforcement trainer. And that's because it's been shown to be more effective with dogs without all of the side effects of the more old-fashioned dog training that used to be common in our industry. Understanding positive reinforcement training methods, well, that's one thing, but knowing how to implement them, that's quite another. So if you live in the United States, probably all of you live within a few minutes of a Petco. And Petco happens to offer positive reinforcement training. These puppy classes are 6 weeks long, and you can graduate onto the next when you're done. Petco is keeping them extra small, in very small groups with puppies, for socialization purposes is a pretty good thing. When it comes to things like puppy biting, for example, socialization can only help you because the more interaction your dog has with the world, the more they start to get a clue. And puppy classes are a particularly dynamic environment to accomplish that in. If you practice what you learn in the classes and from other sources that you trust online for about an hour a day over several weeks, you're going to see dramatic results. Petco and I both require you to be satisfied with any class. That's why if you don't like it for any reason, you can retake the class, no extra charge at all. But what I think is really special about them is that they're affordable. I mean, get this, you can afford to have a trained dog if you can afford one takeout order a week from a restaurant. Pretty much everything else in the world is more expensive than that. It's a pretty good time to have a puppy right now because they're gonna give you a discount on their already very fairly priced class. If you do sign up for a course, make sure Petco knows that we sent you. Go to the description, click that link, sign up for the class, and use code ZAC10. I'll have all of that written down though. I mean, it's not just about Biscuits biting me either. She tends to want to bite everything in the house. And it's clear that we've got to do a better job of managing Biscuits to prevent her from chewing things that she's not supposed to.
Biscuits is having a wood chewing craving day. She keeps running to every bit of wood in this house. This gate, that table, the leg of our couch, and especially that TV stand.
Puppies teeth until they're about 6 months old, and during that time they need access to lots of different textures to help give them some relief through the teething process. It's not realistic or fair to a dog to just expect them to not chew. Puppies need to chew. So we want to make sure that Biscuits has a variety of different items to choose from in order to chew. She's teething, she still has those puppy teeth in there, see those? And so she really wants to chew on things. That's why we have things for her to gnaw on when she wants something hard to chew on. And we have things like this that she's been chewing on when she wants something with a little bit more give. Sometimes she wants a plush toy or a tug toy to kind of sink her teeth into. Now, excessive chewing can also be a sign of boredom. Have you seen one of these? This is called a Snuffle Mat. This is a great way to stimulate your dog mentally. I'm gonna put some freeze-dried chicken in here. You could put their kibble in here. You could put some great treats in here. Put them between these flaps. Isn't that cool how you can do that? But how many times do you find yourself busy, your dog's a little bored, and you wanna give them something to do? Well, check this out. Looks like she's discovered it. Yeah, looks like it's pretty much an instant hit here. Look at that nose work. Because remember, a dog's olfactory system is no joke. It seems like dogs find real enjoyment in the hunt of extracting the treats from this mat. She can detect them when they're invisible. I mean, look how she goes right to them. And so this is just one more creative way that you can teach your dog to think for themselves, to problem solve. This is way more entertaining than I thought it would be. If you want to get this, Pupford sells them. I'm gonna have a link below, and they're gonna give you a free bag of treats when you buy one. We're on a quest to give Biscuits as many experiences as we can, even when we're not focused entirely on making a dog training series. Now, I know that when Bree and I are in puppy socialization mode, we look for every opportunity to expose a dog to new things.
You know what's really good about visiting a friend's house who has children? You already know how to puppy proof. There's gates. Everything is like just the right height.
That means we have all kinds of amazing, interesting props to give Biscuits new experiences. I mean, when is the next time I'm gonna have the opportunity to show Biscuits a trampoline? And since this house is child-proofed, that means it's, well, mostly puppy-proofed.
I noticed that my friend has the most perfect socialization board I've ever seen. Look at this thing.
This looks interesting. Actually, I have no idea what this is, but I do believe it can help me make Biscuits a more productive puppy citizen.
Careful though, don't hurt yourself.
This is what happens when I leave my wife in charge of dog training.
You're gonna train one of these dogs one of these days.
Ow! Ow! Come on! Are you ow!
When a dog is this young, not only is it important to give them new experiences, but it's so easy to give them a burst of new experiences because they haven't seen much yet. Even though some things make sense to us, Biscuits still has a lot to learn about the world. It's clear to me that Biscuits is having fun here. Maybe I shouldn't have let her have that second glass of champagne. She's really enjoying this, and I love that she's not nervous, even though it's her first time at a party. Quite the opposite, actually. She's learning how to watch loud music videos. That should come in handy at some point. Of course, when you do bring your dog somewhere, keep in mind that they're going to investigate their environment, and they'll likely discover things before you do. Make sure to watch them like a hawk. I'm having fun. Let's take this party to Girdwood, Alaska.
I'm gonna drive.
Just look how many things can happen when you take your dog somewhere. When this day started, I was not planning on introducing her to a very large, amazing looking collie.
Yeah, that dog's being calm. Try that.
But Odin is super cool and very experienced with puppies, apparently. Biscuits is pretty intrigued, and I'm happy to let her check Odin out a little bit. But I'm deciding probably not to let them play right now, but since Biscuits is pretty confident around other dogs already, I really want her to learn how to be calm when she meets a new friend too. And it looks like she's really starting to get the message. And fortunately for us, Odin the collie is setting a great example. We even have a chance to meet a friendly cat. At a safe distance, though. And I'm so pleased with how Biscuits is responding. I mean, we're racking up socialization points left and right here. What's that, Biscuits? Is that you? Look at that, she caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror. Probably for the first time ever, too. I wonder if she realizes that she looks like, that. She does now. Because we're in different places like this, it's important that she still get her regular potty breaks, so we're being sure to take her out a lot. Okay, this is good news. We've been looking for more potty training successes with her, and they've been hard to come by lately.
Yay! Good girl.
There's nothing like being at someone else's house to motivate you to really be on top of potty accidents. She'll encounter new smells, sights, and sounds outside. It's even raining today, so that's another variable. And these textures are pretty exciting too. You can see there's gravel for her to walk on, there's grass for her to walk on. All these little things matter when you're socializing a puppy. Things are really under control with Biscuits, but I have been told that Odin needs to learn how to leave it. You don't need to tell me twice. I'll take another glass of champagne, a collie, and I'm ready to teach Leave It. Biscuit seems really interested. I hope she's taking notes. There's one more potentially serious type of puppy biting that we haven't talked about yet. Biscuits needs work on resource guarding. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about that soon. If you wanna try a radically different, amazing food for your dog, check out Nom Nom to get half off a 2-week trial to see if it's right for your dog. And if you've got a puppy especially, sign up for Petco's pet training classes. Don't forget to enter code ZAK10. Check out Pupford's products, including their Snuffle Mat, and get a free bag of treats. Subscribe to my channel, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and get a copy of both of my books. Next episode is gonna be fire. I haven't seen the next episode yet, but it should be fire. Bree, is it gonna be fire?
Yes.